Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 IT's Got Talent Finals. And we're excited to have you here this evening to see some of our wonderful talent that we have in store. My name is Wade. I'll be your host this evening, and I'll be guiding you through tonight's events. So before we get into the talent, we will kind of overview the schedule here real quick. So each act will feature a bio followed by their final performance, as well as some interviews and follow-up questions so you can help get to know our talent and finalists better. So let's go ahead and get started right away with the first act. Tonight's first act is entitled Best of Show. It features 7 furry friends along with their owners, and they're going to show you what they've got. So let's go ahead and get started right away. So I'm here with Best of Show. We have 2 of the performers and trainers here with us today, Mark and Christine. So thank you so much for being a part of this year's talent show. And we're going to start with Mark and Macy, who's our star performer there. So first of all, Mark, how long have you been working with Macy? Like, how long did it take you to train her for the tricks that you showed in the act?
She actually learned it herself by observing other pack members who were watching television during the evenings, and she learned how to watch television simply by emulating them.
Oh my goodness. So she just started watching and listening and...
That's right. And when she saw wolves on television invading our house, she began barking furiously. She knew the right thing to do.
So is that the only time that she barks, or is there other like random things that she barks at on TV?
Well, actually, she barks nearly all the time, so this may not be as special a talent as we think.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I mean, that's more than my dog does, so I'll say that. So during quarantine, like, what is your family's favorite pastime then?
Maisie's favorite pastime is play boxing with our 2 cats, Comet and Mittens. Whenever she sees them, she tries to bite their feet and they swat at her. And sometimes she raises her paws up to swat back. But she has a great time doing that.
Oh my goodness. That's fun. Any advice for any future IT's Got Talent contestants?
Yes, her advice is just keep on barking. If you do, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
Well, thank you both to Mark and Macy again for your participation this year. And of course, last but certainly not least, we're going to go to Christine and Penny. So same question. So how long did it take you to train Penny to do her trick for the talent show?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. She's the best dog in the world, but she doesn't necessarily learn things too quick, so it took a while. But we were working on it before the talent show, so
Oh, good, good, good. Did you have any outside help to train her? Like, did you take her to obedience school or anything, or you just trained her personally?
I just trained her personally. So I mean, I suppose the problem could have been with me as opposed to her, but we'll blame her.
No worries. Like I said to Mark, like our dog is, gosh, almost 4 now, and it's hard to train him to do anything besides sit and shake. So certainly respect your ability to train the dog a ton. So that's awesome. So similarly, like what's been your favorite family activity or pastime during quarantine?
Actually, probably mostly taking this one here for a walk because there's not much else to do. Gets us out, and she loves to go for a long walk, so that works out well for everyone.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I know certainly, um, the dog serves as entertainment for us, and I certainly do appreciate our walks too because it gets you out and just enjoying the fresh air and things like that. So that's wonderful. Any other advice that you'd give too for future contestants to participate or to encourage them?
I think Mark's advice was perfect. I couldn't improve on it, so I think I'll let that one stand.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you again for participating this year, and we appreciate both you two and the rest of the dogs and Best of Show, and we certainly hope to see y'all again next year. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Wade.
Let's have a huge round of applause for Best in Show. Thank you all again so much for being a part of this year's show. And we move on to our second act, entitled Once I Found a Butterfly. Now, this act features a very interesting art form called pantomime, which ultimately features expressive emotions and wonderful creativity through motions and song. So, we're going to welcome Jitender Arora in Once I Found a Butterfly.
Thank you.
Well, hi, everybody. We're here with Jitender Arora, and we're so excited to have you, Jitender, and thank you for that awesome performance. How long have you been performing your pantomime? Like, how did it come about, and when did you start practicing?
Actually, for this specific performance, I'd been practicing just about 2 to 3 days, and just about 30 to 40 minutes per day, because time is a big constraint. So
Sure.
at times I got done by practicing 1 o'clock, 1:30 a.m. in the night or in the morning.
Oh
So
my
and
goodness.
yeah, I had watched this long ago during college times or just after college. Someone had performed way back when, and I tried to reproduce it, mimic it. I got the hang of the basic pieces of it. Like, you're looking at something that's not there, and then how do you, emote, and how do you convey that particular light thing is there. So I just practiced it several times. I got that.
That's awesome. I certainly really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it was very neat to see those emotions and those actions convey the message of the song and of the piece. So throughout quarantine and throughout the past few months, what have you been doing for fun? What's been your favorite pastime?
Yeah, actually, so quarantine or not, my favorite pastime is to make videos. And I like to make videos that help people, because every time I get into a trouble, and I think there are thousands of people who get into the same trouble, and we need an answer for that. So just sharing the wells. So some of my videos are like 140,000 views and whatnot. There's one for kids, for a driving test. If you just search maneuverability test, practical and geometric, you'll see, that's 140 plus thousand views on that. Everybody's thanking me. So there's some trick involved to the maneuverability test. There's a degrees of turns that you can make on the steering wheel and such like that. And then there are such other videos. Yeah.
Wow, no, that's become so popular. I know I've done my share of videos, and certainly you can learn just about anything just by good people that can teach you and teach well. So that's wonderful. So last question for sure. Any advice that you'd give anyone looking in the future to audition for the IT's Got Talent?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I believe each individual is a great reservoir of a lot of experiences, a lot of stories, and learnings and lessons to share with others, and that also includes a lot of jokes, sharing a joke, or just doing a little skit. Many people have this thing, oh, I can't do this, and being in IT, people just they say think outside the box, right? So when you're driving, you're not a driver. You're driving because you know how to drive. When you're painting, you're not a painter, but you know how to paint. So similarly, whether it is dancing, singing, making a skit, or anything like that, just don't think that you are not for it. And it's not a competition. I mean, not everybody is gonna be professional. Like, I mean, I like to sing, but I don't want to compete with anybody. It's not a competition. So just don't think that you're competing with anything. You just do it for fun, for yourself, and then share the fun with others. So that's how you make an event. If everybody thought that no, I cannot, then there would be no event at all.
Yeah, and I couldn't have said it better myself. Ultimately, just be who you are and just be confident in that, because
Exactly.
Both you and other contestants have said alike that ultimately it's about sharing yourself with your coworkers, and it's ultimately work can sometimes be an extension of your family. So getting to be vulnerable and just enjoy that talent and that time is so impactful. Right. So thank you again for everything that you've done for the competition, and thanks for being a part of it. And we look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's give Jitender a wonderful round of applause for his amazing rendition of Once I Found a Butterfly. Now, a quick reminder, make sure to take note of your favorite act that you see this evening, because streaming until September 29th is the copy of this video. So make sure you visit Microsoft Stream and vote for your favorite act, as we will be taking votes until end of day September 29th. That's next Tuesday. So be sure to vote for your favorite act, as our winner will be awarded a special prize. So, moving on to our third act, this features our own Kristen Dannemiller in her various circus-type performances. So, stay tuned, and she is more than Joe.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna sit
I'm here with More Than Juggling's Kristen Dannemiller. And first of all, thank you for being a part of our talent show this year. We really appreciate it. So first of all, how long have you been performing or practicing juggling?
Well, Wade, my fascination with circus jugglers and street fair performers basically started at the young age of about 5 or 6. I always wanted to be a star in a circus, maybe juggling something dangerous or making people just watch me in ooh and ah at the dangerous act I was doing. So it wasn't a surprise that I started this talent almost a quarter century ago. So I was in middle school gym class where I learned to juggle scarves. And then later that summer, I went to a camp in Vermont and I learned how to juggle balls for a mini circus that we put on for all the parents at the end of the week. So I continued to just self-teach the ball juggling tricks to myself through high school and then convinced my dad to make me my first set of juggling pins from a toy set of bowling pins and dowel rods. So it wasn't until college that I actually found that Ohio University had a juggling club where I learned to juggle, basically team juggle bowling pins, ride a unicycle, and even have my first experience with juggling fire. So then I continued after college with purchasing my own torches and continuing my own halftime shows in people's backyards.
Wow, that's awesome. And it sounds like you had quite the experience learning from those circus folks, and you really, taken your juggling to the next level basically throughout your life. So that's awesome. So while you've been in quarantine, like what's been your favorite pastime? Like, what have you done to help pass the time and enjoy, being at home?
I have enjoyed working from home. I get to spend a lot of time with my English bulldogs. I have 2 named Mac and Macy, and also enjoyed many campfires with s'mores, of course, and spent lots of time with 10 people or less.
Did you have any of your favorite s'more flavors, or did you try any new combinations of s'mores?
Absolutely. So actually, I've tried pretty much every candy that you could find in a chocolate assortment with s'mores. And my favorite probably being either Twix or Rolos, because the caramel is the best part.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty when you bite into that nice, chocolate shell and get into the caramel. So that's really good. So last but certainly not least, any advice for future IT's Got Talent contestants or performers?
I would just tell them to pursue their passion and share it with colleagues. You might be able to find others who share that same passion or talent as you. And I'm just excited to see what other contestants have brought to the table. Have fun with it.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much again for being a part of this year's talent show. And we certainly look forward to all there is to come throughout the rest of the year. So thanks again, Kristen. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Wade.
One more round of applause for More Than Juggling's Kristen Dannemiller. And wow, what talent being able to juggle fire and just juggle period, quite frankly, because I can't juggle. But anyhow, finally, moving on to our certainly last but not least act. There's no better time in our nation to introduce a new superhero. Now, what type of superhero could this be? Could it be a new Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man? Well, let's introduce Super Otto.
Today, we are here at this quiet dairy farm near Urin, Wisconsin, to see who is tougher, Super Otto or a 600-pound wheel of cheese. Now, maybe you're thinking it depends. Is it a hard cheese, soft cheese? Does it have cheese wax, or is it wrapped in cellophane? Well, it doesn't really matter. It's a 600-pound wheel of cheese.
Why am I doing this? Why Super Otto? Well, 2020 has been described with words like unprecedented, once in a lifetime, unequal. That got me thinking that I too should do something extraordinary. So Super Otto was created. In this stunt, I'm going to prevent this giant wheel of cheese from striking the barn behind me. Since our 2020 flight plan has safety first, the crane crew and I have gone over the hand signals. When I get in position, I'll make this sign. The crane will release the cheese. We're almost ready. All I need to fire. Well, apparently the crew went a little bit earlier than planned, but still a success. Here you have it. Here's what's left of the 600 pound cheese. Gonna take a nap now. Thank you for watching, and take care. Bye-bye. Well, there you ow, ow. Wait, I got soot in my eye. God, that was the loudest. I've ever seen. It's driving me nuts. That's it. I've had it. I'm out of here. I want my agent.
Well, hey, everybody. I'm here with Super Otto. That's a wonderful performance, so thank you for that, Otto. So we wanted to ask you, and I'm curious to know, how long have you been practicing or, performing your act, Super Otto, and how did you come up with the idea?
Wade, it's always good talking with you. Thanks for getting in touch with me. As you can see, I'm getting ready for my next stunt behind me. I'm here on location at the Meadow Lake Wind Farm here in Indiana. The last stunt, getting hit by the cheese, it takes a couple weeks of preparation for that, right? You got to do the proper research. You've got to, just finding the farm itself, right, up in Urin, Wisconsin. We had to talk to a lot of the locals, trying to find out, the best spot for, for where all the action is going to take place. So I'd say 2 weeks for the research, and then, we storyboard it. I go over it with my staff, my wife and twin daughters. They give me the thumbs up and thumbs down, and really it's about a full day of filming, right? We film some, we edit it, we don't like what we see, so we film it again, and I can't tell you how many times that explosion, I had to go through that explosion at least 4 or 5 times.
Oh my goodness! Well, we certainly appreciate the effort, and it certainly showed in your performance. So thank you. So next but certainly not least, how have you been spending quarantine, and what's your favorite pastime, or what's your favorite activity to do while you're cooped up in the house?
Sure. Wade, my team, Employee Gateway, thinks that I've been busy this entire 5-6 months of COVID-19 digging them out around my house to ensure social distancing. I assure you that's not the case. I do enjoy some yard work, that's true. But really, since I live next to a golf course, one of my favorite pastimes is to gather up some of the balls that land in my backyard. And when someone tees off the 11th, at the 11th hole, when their ball lands, behind the bushes, I throw like 3 or 4 balls out that land right around it. So the reaction is priceless.
Well, I'm sure they get a good laugh out of it too. Plus, they get some free balls, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, any advice for any future IT's Got Talent contestants?
Well, certainly, I don't know if I recommend another Super Otto. I have quite the insurance bill. But certainly, I think Mike Rowe has said it best: find your passion, and when you find that passion, do it, practice it, and then don't be afraid to show other people about it. Right? You want to share this with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, and that's certainly what I've done here today.
Certainly, and we appreciate that, and I know for sure, family typically kind of bleeds into work sometimes, because a lot of the time your work people are your family, and your team that you work on is your family. So certainly appreciate that, and thank you once again for being a part of this year's talent competition. We really appreciate it.
No problem, Wade. Thank you.
Well, what a way to finish off our inaugural 2020 IT's Got Talent. Thank you so much, Otto, for all your hard work. And before we end our show tonight, we have a few folks that I'd like to especially thank. Thank you for all your hard work. And the first person is our executive producer, Jesse Baker. Did a wonderful job producing tonight's featured presentation. And another thank you to all of our contestants, as we were so excited to have you be a part of this and are so blessed to have you share your talents with all of us. And the last thing to mention before I sign off is to vote. We have a voting area here on the screen to select your favorite act of tonight. So please make sure you vote. And once again, that is open until end of day on Tuesday, September the 29th. So be sure to vote for your favorite act. Now, from IT Business Operations, I'm Wade Schimler, and thanks again for joining us this year, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks.